Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll be going over my MCU collection, in particular Phase 2. I'll be going in chronological order. I hope you enjoy. First up is Iron Man 3. Marvel kicked off this phase with Iron Man dealing with his PTSD following the first Avengers movie. Shane Black took over directing duties from Jon Favreau and brought his trademark humor and witty banter. Check out Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the movie Downey and Shane Black made prior to this movie, and it was the film that kicked off Downey's comeback in Hollywood.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
This movie oddly didn't get any exclusives for some reason, which is odd considering it was the second biggest MCU movie at the time. I like the embossed slipcover and the image they chose for the cover. It looks like an image you'd see as a comic book cover. One of the big reasons to buy this back in the day was the Agent Carter short film, which was kind of a backdoor pilot for what would later become the short-lived Agent Carter series. Next is Thor: The Dark World. I bought this at Target the day it dropped. It came with this exclusive slipcover of Loki, looking mischievous as always. This also came with a 1-month subscription to Marvel Unlimited. It's a service that allows you to read Marvel comics digitally. The back image of the slipcover is also pretty cool, and underneath the slipcover is your standard Blu Ray release. This was also around the time where big studio movies would come with 3D Blu Rays. I never owned a 3D TV, so I don't know how these look in 3D, but I hope one day I can find a cheap monitor or TV that has 3D capabilities. The Marvel one-shot for this movie was All Hail the King, which was Marvel's response to the amount of hate Iron Man 3 got for that Mandarin twist. I assume these old one-shots are on Disney Plus, since Disney needs all the content they can get to fill out their crappy streaming service. Next is my favorite movie in Phase 2, that being Captain America: The Winter Soldier. About a month prior to this coming out in theaters, I read the comic this was loosely adapted from by Ed Brubaker, who makes a cameo in this movie actually. He's one of my favorite comic book writers, and if you're a fan of the character of Steve Rogers' Captain America, then I highly recommend reading his run on the character. Even the Russo brothers have talked about his run being an influence on them when they made their Captain America movies. I bought this at Target because they had an edition that came with exclusive bonus content, which you could only access on Disney Movies Anywhere, which became defunct in 2018. Have I mentioned how much I don't like Disney? Anyway, this is a top 5 MCU movie for me, and I think it's a movie you can show someone who's not big on superhero movies, and they'll still be able to enjoy it. Next is Guardians of the Galaxy, and I also bought this at Target, and once again it came with bonus digital content that I can no longer access. So in hindsight, I wish I got the Steelbook that Best Buy put out. James Gunn did a great job with this movie, and this movie at the time was seen as a big gamble for Marvel. I mean, who would have thought that Groot and Rocket Raccoon would become household names? It also gave Dave Bautista his big break, and he's gone on to have a great career and is easily the best professional wrestler turned actor. Yeah, that's right, Dwayne. They didn't do a new Marvel one-shot for this release, and Marvel hasn't made one ever since Thor: The Dark World. These movies at this point were starting to get pretty light with bonus features, and it would only get worse, especially post-Endgame. Next is the Steelbook of Guardians that I bought earlier this year. Walmart put out 4 Mondo Steelbooks of MCU movies with Avengers, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and Guardians. Initially, I wasn't going to get it. The price was a bit too steep, and I was perfectly happy with the current copy that I own. And then FOMO started to settle in, because they were selling out pretty fucking quick. So bored at work one day, I pulled the trigger and ordered it, and I wasn't disappointed. Well, I was disappointed in myself because I caved and my compulsiveness got the better of me once again. The artwork is nice, I like the color palette they went with, and the slipcover is nice too. It fits pretty snug too, so you don't have to worry about the steelbooks just sliding right out. I also like that they put Howard the Duck on the spine, that was a pretty cool touch. Next is Age of Ultron, and if you're guessing that I bought this at Target, well, you would be correct, and once again, the exclusive digital bonus content is no longer available. Which, why wouldn't you, yes you Disney, why wouldn't you just put the exclusive bonus content on the goddamn disc? Or shit, just put it out on a bonus disc. You've done it before, and would do it again with a movie I'll get to in a video on my Phase 3 collection. Getting back to this Blu Ray, it has a nice slipcover that has a nice shine to it, and Ultron and the Avengers logo are both embossed. The case itself is red rather than the typical blue case, which is cool. I wish more films came with different color cases. I remember the Incredible Hulk movie having a green case. The special features, once again, are pretty light, with the making of featurettes clocking in at just over 30 minutes. It's been a while since I've rewatched this film, but I like that Joss Whedon gave Hawkeye more to do in this movie, and his character finally got fleshed out. It bummed me out a little bit that Joss didn't take inspiration from Matt Fraction's run on the character, which is a comic I very highly recommend checking out. If you're ever going to read a Marvel comic in your life, this would be the one I'd recommend. Well, actually shit. Well, there's a lot I would recommend. The last movie in Phase 2 was Ant-Man. This movie was in development before there even was an MCU. Edgar Wright was originally going to direct this and worked on the movie up until 2014, and left due to creative differences, if you couldn't hear the air quotes, which is a phrase that gets thrown around Hollywood a lot. Peyton Reed ended up doing a good job with this movie, but I still would have liked to have seen Edgar Wright's version of an Ant-Man movie, especially if it still starred Paul Rudd. I bought this Blu-ray once again at Target because it had, well, you guessed it, exclusive bonus content. This Blu-ray in particular is sentimental because I bought it after my dad died, and it was something I treated myself to. So I'll never forget, amongst all the chaos that was going on when my dad suddenly passed, that I took the time to go to Target to buy this Blu-ray. Phase 2 continued Marvel's upward trajectory, and other studios would try to replicate their success, but none of them have ever come close. I'm pulling for James Gunn and his DC universe, but we'll see when his Superman movie comes out next year. I'll be showcasing my Phase 3 collection in the near future, but until then, have a movie time.